So I think that Junior is ready. I'm going to turn it over to you.
Pretty much what I just said was my Tlingit name is Kude. My English name is Junior. I am Bag1. I am the child of the Chukanadi. I am the grandchild of the Wushkitan. I come from the Killer Whale House, and I'm from Anchorage. And I'll have my good friend here introduce himself.
Hello. So my name is Andrew Weaver. My dad's side of the family comes from Alaganuk, and my mom's side of the family comes from Azachazagamute, or Mountain Village. My Yupik name is Abayuk, and I was born and raised here in Anchorage, Alaska. So I'm a singer, drummer, and dancer, and today I will be learning how to stitch together some octopus bags.
So he'll be here helping me. I'll be teaching him how to put an octopus bag together, as well as you guys, when you guys go through the tutorial here today. We'll be here for about at least half an hour today. So if anybody has any questions at any time, don't be afraid to ask us questions. But again, to get back to these octopus bags, I have my own personal one right here that I cut up this morning. This one will be gifted to someone special. They'll be pretty surprised about it because I'm pretty sure they do not know about it. But with these octopus bags, they are used in Southeast Alaska, and the Ojibwe use these octopus bags also. But the Ojibways also get often confused as Athabascans, just because the way they bead with their beadwork, when they fill in their flowers or whatever they bead, they fill it in all the way, so they often get confused as Athabascans. But where this bag pretty much came from, someone seen an octopus stand on their tentacles, so once they stood up on their tentacles, that's pretty much how they got their design. So that's how we got octopus bags. And nowadays, everybody, you could go to like Joann Fabrics or Michael's to go buy your material. But most of you guys will be getting these in kits that we provided. Andrew's been helping me pretty much all week with these bags also. So, we had an honor working on these for you guys. But today we'll get a little more in depth with the octopus bags. You should have enough pieces in there for your whole kit. Now, what Andrew will do is he'll get his material right here and his liner. He'll put these together. You see the mark side, you'll probably put that on the inside, so that way you don't get the lines on that, so it doesn't show. So you'll
Looks
probably put
prettier.
these together, put them on top. One side, you'll only do one side at first, so you'll probably want to pin these down. You can use these to pin them down. Once you feel like you have them pinned down and shaped good enough, from there you will use scissors just to make sure they fit together in the way he likes it. So, these kits, we did not make them too perfect because, we want you to do some of the work too. That's the fun part of putting these bags together, is doing the work yourself. Now, once he gets it pinned down, again, like I said, he'll trim it down with scissors to what he likes, what he thinks it will look like for him. If he feels like he's comfortable with it. And then we'll probably sew one side down. So you see he's cutting it, he's trimming it down to the way he likes it. But usually during this kind of time, when you're like at home during, this pandemic, this is a good time to be doing this. Keep you busy, keep your mind off of things. But also when you're doing these kinds of things, you could be playing your music. You could have a movie in the background, whatever keeps you occupied during that time. So usually for me, when I do these kinds of things at home myself, I'll go on YouTube or I'll put on a DVD of Celebration and just listen to some Tlingit music while I'm doing that. So once he has that ready, he'll go through his bag and he should have thread in here that he could use to sew everything down. Pull the thread out, get his needle.
Now time for the fun part.
Yep, this really is the fun part. This usually takes maybe 10 minutes. It's up to every person. Some people get it on their first try, some people don't.
And are we just doing single thread?
It's up to you on like what you want to do as far as single thread. Sometimes I do double thread. That'll be up to you. Usually I'll do double thread because I want these to last a lot longer than most. Because if you do single thread, it won't stay as strong. So I'll do double thread, tie it at the ends.
I lost it.
But doing this kind of thing, like I said before, this could be very therapeutic for you. You definitely have to have patience to do this. Everybody will get their octopus bags done at different times because each person is different on like how they want to finish. Like if you're really determined, you might be able to get it done within 4 to 5 days at least with these smaller ones. Because these smaller ones are a lot easier than these bigger ones. With these bigger ones, usually what takes the longest is the beading. So you can start wherever you want when it comes to octopus bags. You'll start from the back, so that way the knot is on the inside, and then he'll just keep tying it down. Nope. And then you go through here, and then go down there, and just keep going in and out, in and out.
So just go through the same hole?
No, just down, yep. Pull it through. And if you're fancy and you have a sewing machine at home, you could use a sewing machine, but when I do this kind of work myself, such as like my vests, I like to do these all by hand. It just comes out better, looks better. But I'll probably get started with you. That way, you stay busy doing the same thing too. If it is boring just sitting there, especially if you're a teacher, it's nice to just work along with somebody else so you can do this with your family. I'm really happy to have Andrew here with me today to work on this.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Junior.
Yeah, is that better? All right, let's see how he's doing. So since I'm doing my own personal one, I'm going to be using this thread for mine. We tried to do different colors with every single one. We wanted to make it fun for everyone. But I'm going to be using this thread for mine to sew mine down. Everybody's is different. Everybody's going to have different colors, so they'll come out pretty cool. Where growing up doing these kinds of things in Southeast, I didn't really do a lot of sewing until I got into high school. But that's also with beadwork. And when it comes to like Southeast regalia, when you look at it, it can be really colorful. So when I do a lot of beading myself at home, and when it comes to beading, I always ask my cousins because they're really good at their beadwork and picking their colors. And with a lot of my cousins, I always ask like how they pick their colors. And some of them tell me pick 3 different colors, pick up to 5 different colors. Um, so I've been working on that, and that's a lot of work trying to pick out colors for myself. Uh, but it comes out really good. Again,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna double thread my needle just because I like it that way. But it's up to you if you want to use double thread or single thread. Again, tie the end off.
And this is actually one of the very first times I'm actually sewing, doing hand sewing. I was just like really interested, in learning these different styles of artwork, working with different types of pelts, stuff like that.
Yeah, it really is nice having somebody to work with because, when I do this stuff at home by myself, it's hard for me to stay on track. Uh,
Yeah,
uh,
just like motivation, you know.
yeah, I guess it's just like, working out.
Yeah, always push somebody to get it done.
Someone to hold responsibility.
So, Junior, I will ask you this: what made you start doing this type of stuff?
Uh, what made me do this kind of thing was, this part of my culture, and doing this kind of thing makes me feel at home because, we live here in Anchorage, and here in Anchorage could be pretty tough sometimes because, you're not around your people.
Mm-hmm.
You're not able to speak your language as much, but, doing this thing makes me feel at home, especially on days like when it rains because it's always raining back in Southeast.
Yeah.
So when it rains, I really enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
But
That's really cool.
doing this thing makes me feel at home. I always see my cousins do this stuff all the time, and it just motivates me to keep doing this kind of thing and staying with the culture.
Yeah, just kind of trying to keep it alive.
Yeah. And, once these projects are done, they're really beautiful to have.
Kind of have like a sense of pride in that you made it.
Yeah,
You know.
especially when you put all that work in, you feel good about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes when you buy things or if people just hand it to you, you don't take care of it as well because, you didn't put in the time or effort or
Mm-hmm.
spend your own money. But when you do it yourself, you take more pride in it and take care of it a lot better.
Yeah, it's kind of like how it was when I made my first drums. You know, um, it just felt really good, to have my own drums that I actually made myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just something that our people always did. Just yeah.
And learning new things, like you said earlier, it really is fun learning from different cultures.
Yeah.
You, I know you're not even from this area, but you're pretty excited to learn about it.
Oh yes.
And for us, we really appreciate people coming to our area and try to learn these kinds of things with us.
Yeah, it's kind of like with Emily. She comes from an area which is so different than what you'd find down southeast. She comes from basically the flatlands of Alaska, you know, and she lived down in southeast for a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
She learned her husband's culture, and that's just it's very cool, and it's kind of like the same deal here at the Alaska Native Heritage Center. One of our biggest missions is, learning a lot about the different Native cultures, and this year it's been really good because we've been learning all of these different types of artwork, which is a very big part of of the Alaska Native Heritage Center, and that's the artwork. So it feels really good.
So if you look here, Andrew, just to show you again, what I'm doing is just coming through this side and pulling through. But when I do this, I am holding this part down because when you start using your thread, sometimes it likes to tangle. So I'll hold one side down while I pull this side through. Because when you'll come into this eventually every now and then, just see pulled it through, and then I'll come back on the other side and then go about a little over a quarter right there, come through again. Again, I'm holding this side down while I pull through this side. Because it does get tangled every now and then with your thread.
Yeah.
And that is not fun trying to untangle things. But that's one trick of not getting all knotted up with your thread. Usually I try to do a good amount of thread. For people who are doing these, you don't have to use the really long ones if you don't want to. You can snip it and then single thread it and knot it and go through it, because the smaller it is, the easier it's going to go through. The longer you have it, the easier it's going to get tangled, and that is not fun.
That would have been nice to know.
Yeah. Again.
As you guys can probably see, I'm really stretching my arm out when I'm pulling this thread through.
But for myself, I don't know why. I think this is just because I might have like OCD just a little bit. I like to use longer thread because I like to see less knots in my octopus bag, or whenever I do beading, the less knots, the better I feel like it looks. But that's just my own personal preference. But again, no one's really going to see the back, so you can have as much knots as you like.
But one like valuable thing that I learned from one of our coworkers is if it's not like done near perfect, then you weren't really trying,
Yeah.
So ever since I heard that, I've been using that in my everyday life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you work on these kinds of things at any time, like with your projects, like if you're feeling like you're hungry, or like you're feeling angry, just take a break, because when you have this bad energy, it's not going to come out that well. So
Yeah.
just get up, shake it off, go take a break, go get some coffee, or have something to drink, something to relax for a minute. Take a 5-minute break or something.
Yeah, I had a lot of when I was making my first drum, I was very impatient. I was just kind of like expecting it to come out perfect, the first time, but practice makes perfect. So that was kind of like my practice drum. Yeah, I learned that the hard way. Don't get angry at an art project. So I had to learn that one the hard way. Didn't really come out too well. I accidentally burned the seconite with the iron. Yeah, my drum frame was cracked after that. Ay. So ever since I heard that from our coworker, I've been taking that into effect.
I feel like you should just apply that to like everything in everyday life,
Yeah, whether you're doing physical activities, maintaining friendships, learn a lot of stuff.
That's what I love about doing these kinds of things, it's therapeutic. You can talk about things wherever you like.
Yeah.
Wherever the topic is,
When you have a lot of people together in one central area learning all these different types of artwork, it makes it a lot of fun. Like, I was really happy, when we had all these different artists and all of the interns were participating. It just made everything feel really nice and fine. But if you're one of those people who really like peace and quiet, then That's a really good way to do it as well.
Yeah, I don't think I'm one of those guys. I gotta have like music on or play some Tlingit music in the background.
hmm Yeah, whenever my girlfriend is doing her college studies, she puts on like classical music, really soothing music. Because I actually did try it one time with her. I
Yeah.
was reading a book, and I was actually focusing a little bit better. So music does really help out a lot if you are one of those types of people who love listening to music.
Oh, definitely. I love listening to music all the time. Doesn't matter what music it is. It's just nice to have. And it gets your body moving.
Oh, yes.
Puts you in a good mood if you're in a bad mood.
Yeah. Music is just really healing, whether it's no matter what kind of music you like, whether that's traditional music, contemporary music, yeah, it's just very healing.
It really is.
Yeah.
Probably why we dance a lot.
Yeah. In the Yupik language, to Yurok, it's just to dance. To Ayurok, it's kind of like a prayer. So dancing is our form of prayer. Yeah, it's the way that we communicate with our past people or with our creator. Um, yeah, that's all I pretty much know about that. I'm still learning a little bit more about my culture, learning a lot about different cultures as well. That's what's so great about working here. You meet a lot of different new people. This is a very diverse place, very safe place to learn how to be native.
Even though we live here in Alaska, I feel like I know a lot, but in my head I know I don't know a lot. It's just astonishing, like, what you can learn here in Alaska.
Yeah, when I was growing up, I always thought I was this know-it-all, until I had a reality check from my grandmother telling me I don't know it all. And then I come here, I realize I basically know nothing.
So I'm happy you're learning with me,
Yeah, happy you're my teacher, Junior.
But you see, it's starting to come out like that, and that's how you want your octopus bags to look, like that all the way around. You want to wrap it up, come all the way down through the legs. And after you get all that done, uh, we'll start on putting your patch on next.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing one side and sewing the liner on one of them, but the other one you are not going to put your beadwork on yet.
Uh-huh.
So the next part that you'll be doing is these are going to be put away on the side for a minute. But you're going to get your needle and thread again, and you're going to be basically doing the same thing. You're going to put your patch where you like it. You can trim it off a little bit. It's up to you. It's your own personal octopus pig. But from there, again, you'll be doing the same thing that you did with your liner. You'll thread your needle again. You'll come through the back, and then you'll just start sewing all the way around your patch until it's sewn on. And then from there, with the beads that are provided in these kits, you'll get like a small little, like a little plate, whatever you want to put your beads on, or you can just leave it in the bag. Everybody's different.
Mm-hmm.
But once you get your patch sewn on, you'll thread your needle again, single thread or double thread, it's up to you again. Each person is different. But we'll get to that in a second with the beadwork. Let me tie this off, and I'll show you what to do with the beadwork after I tie this part off.
Alrighty. An interesting fact is I've never really knew how to do beadwork until I started working here. This past summer when we had our internship, we had a couple different people who were really good at beadwork, and they taught me very well. I'm pretty grateful for
I
that.
started beading in high school when I lived in Yashkat. They showed me how to bead, and ever since then I just been doing it on my own, trying to make my own designs.
Yeah.
But once you get to this part in the back, when you want to tie it down, you're going to come through here at the back and then come through there, poke it through, just like that. And then you're going to pull it through just like that. Again, you're going to hold it. That way when you're pulling, you're not going to get that knot. Just keep pulling until you get close to the bottom. And then once you get down there, you're going to come through again through that loop and then pull it through again. That way, it starts to tie down. And then you just keep pulling until it goes through, and then you have it knotted. And you do that a few times to tie it off. So if you ever get stuck on that side, you know how to start and stop it every time.
Yeah. I just got to go through one more time. And so when I'm tying it down, oh shoot. When I'm tying it down, do I go through both the fabric and the pelt?
Yes.
Okay.
You'll be going through the knot. But once you tie it off, I normally have a lighter with me. So if you guys want to use the lighter, I'll cut it a little bit, leave a little bit leeway when I cut it through. So if you look right here, I left about that much. And then from there, I'll get my lighter and burn it off so that way it will stay knotted.
Yeah.
Okay.
That went a little fast.
Yeah. This is what happens when you're with the right person and you're working on a project. It makes time go by a lot, pretty quick. So after that, we'll thread our needles one more time, show you guys how to bead. And when I cut my thread, or if you guys ever end up cutting it, I like to cut it at an angle. That way it is partially angled for your needle. That way when you start threading it, it will go through hopefully the first time. Just like that. And like I said, I like to double thread mine so it will stay pretty tough when you start tying it down. It'll last longer. That's just one of the ways that I grew up, was double threading my needles. There's a couple ways of beading, once you get into beading you can use 2 needles or 1 needle. But for now, we're going to use 1 needle.
Just because I'm a beginner, right? And I'm not an expert.
Pretty much.
One day I will be like Junior.
All right, now from here, what we're going to do is now everybody can bead their own way on how they want to bead their octopus bags, because again, we're here. You're supposed to have your own style pretty much. Again, with your needle, I'm going to come through here through the leg towards the side, about that far, pull it through. And you see right there, again, you leave a little leeway. You can use your lighter again. And then get your beads. And so it's going to look just like my vest. You'll see these 3 beads right there. You leave a little space, 3 beads, space. And that's what we're going to do with the octopus bags. With these, you just grab some beads, at least 3 beads. You put 3 beads on your needle. So I'm probably, all right, but this is probably as far as we're going to get for today. I want to thank you guys for watching and tuning in with us here at the Alaska Native Heritage Center. Again, it's been an honor teaching everybody who's been watching and receiving these kits. And I really hope you guys enjoy working on these kits. And thank you for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodness cheese, Junior and John. I really actually appreciated watching both of you work. Seeing men sew and bead and have a solid grounding in the culture is always a beautiful thing.